Okay, so the digital world as we know it, it's changing, and I mean fast. The marketing strategies, the business models that worked just a year ago, they're becoming obsolete right before our eyes. We are in the middle of a massive shakeup, a 2026 digital gold rush, and it is already creating a huge shift in wealth.
In this quote right here, this is the heart of everything we're going to talk about. This shift isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about using new tools and new platforms. See, the lazy are the ones sticking to the old ways, while the leveraged are the ones who are jumping on this incredible new opportunity.
So that really just leaves one big question for you. Are your strategies built for what's coming, for the future? Or are you, maybe without even realizing it, building on a foundation that's about to crumble? Because the game has already changed. Let's break down exactly how.
All right, first up, let's talk tools. A huge part of this shift is how new methods are making expensive, old-school software totally unnecessary. The barrier to entry for some seriously powerful stuff is just crashing down to basically zero.
And the scale of this is just massive. I mean, take a standard SEO tool like Ahrefs. That can set you back over $1,500 a year. The new way, the leveraged way, you just connect an AI like Claude directly to an SEO data API. You get deeper, more customized insights for, and I mean this, a tiny fraction of the cost.
And look, don't think this is some super complex thing for genius developers. The process is surprisingly simple. You're using basic prompts to hook the AI up to the data, telling it to run a competitive analysis, and then boom, it spits out a dashboard you could literally turn around and sell to clients. This is what accessible power looks like.
And hey, this isn't just about SEO tools. Think about automation. How many of us are paying for stuff like Zapier every single month? Well now, Google is rolling out tools, they're apparently called super gems internally, that can do that same kind of custom automation for free. This is an absolute game changer for your operating costs.
All of this is leading to this brand new idea called vibe coding. It's the concept of building really complex websites and apps, not as a traditional coder, but by just intelligently guiding an AI. The source we're looking at highlights people who have built over 20 fully functional apps in just a few months using this method. No code needed.
Okay, so if the tools are changing this much, you can bet the way we get traffic, well, that's changing even faster. So let's dive into our next section, finding those unfair advantages. You're looking at a huge capital flight happening in marketing right now. Data from over 9,000 marketers shows budgets are pouring out of organic social. I mean, it's down a staggering 64%, and it's flooding into AI-driven SEO, which is up almost 100%. If your strategy isn't following the money, you're going to get left behind. So where is all that attention and money going? Well, to platforms where there are massive arbitrage opportunities. The source highlights some really savvy marketers who are getting $1 CPMs. That's what you're paying to get your ad in front of 1,000 eyeballs. $1. It's an insane fraction of what you'd pay on the big social media sites.
And the speed of this new SEO world, it's just wild. Forget that old idea that it takes 6 months to see any results. There's a case study showing a brand new website with a domain authority of 0, which means Google has no reason to trust it, hitting the first page of search results in just 9 hours. 9. This is done by using AI to find these gaps in the market before anyone else can.
But listen, with all this new opportunity, there are also new traps. The source gives a really crucial warning here. Google is actively cracking down on what it calls self-serving content. You know that common trick of writing a best laptops list and, what a surprise, your laptop is number 1? Yeah, that's now a fast track to getting your entire site wiped from the search results. Okay, so the tools are becoming free, traffic is shifting in a big way, but what kinds of businesses are actually winning in this new environment? And the answer, it's probably not what you're thinking.
Let me just give you an example. A one-person business, all about the topic of divorce, is pulling in 20 grand a month. It might sound like a weird or even a downer of a niche, but this is exactly the kind of boring model that is absolutely crushing it right now.
So how on earth does that work? Well, the strategy is actually beautiful in its simplicity. First, you sell a low cost, like a $29 ebook. The money you make from that book just pays for your advertising. That means all your leads are essentially free. Then, you monetize those highly qualified leads by referring them to professionals, like lawyers, for a nice fee.
And that right there is the key insight. The reason these personal hardship niches work so well, especially for a solo entrepreneur, is because you're solving an urgent, painful problem. When people have a problem like that, they're not just browsing. They are actively looking for a solution, and they're more than willing to pay for it.
This all rolls up into a bigger concept for 2026, and it's called digitally rendered services. The whole idea is to build a business where AI does 90% of the actual work, of the fulfillment. This lets you scale to really high profit levels with practically zero employees. It's the ultimate one-person business model.
Okay, this brings us to our final and honestly probably the most important section of all. Because you can have all the right tools, all the right tactics, but none of it, absolutely none of it matters if your mindset is still stuck in the past. Here's the big difference. See, the old mindset, it's what you might call the creator hamster wheel. You're just endlessly chasing likes and views on platforms you don't even own. The new leveraged mindset is that of a personal media CEO. Your focus completely shifts from those vanity metrics to building real, tangible, owned assets like your email list or your own community.
This new way of thinking even changes how we use AI. Most people are just prompting. They ask a basic question and they get a basic, average answer. The AI is literally designed to give you the most common, middle-of-the-road output, which is, by definition, mediocre. But the leveraged approach? That's not prompting. It's something the source calls steering. It's all about actively guiding the AI to produce something extraordinary, something that is specifically not the average of the internet. And this is how you get those 10x better results.
So how do you actually steer? It really comes down to using 4 key levers. First is memory, giving the AI specific context and background info to work with. Then you have instructions. And we're talking detailed, multi-step directions, not just a simple question. Next are style controls, where you define the tone, the format, the personality of the output. And finally, tools, which let you connect the AI to outside data or functions, basically giving it superpowers. This is how you really take control.
So here we are, right back where we started. The tools, the traffic, the business models, even the mindset you need to succeed, it's all shifting right under our feet. This massive wealth transfer from the lazy to the leveraged, well, it isn't some guess about the future. It's happening right now. The only question left is the one you see on your screen. Which side are you on?